We're going to be talking about AI-powered insights and our 3 analysis processes. So rewind a little bit and a little bit of a reintroduction of myself. I'm one of the principals of the Of Course Digital Agency, a pioneering design company where data science and artificial intelligence converge with the art of design. And as I said, I'm the AI-powered graphic designer with a background in both science and design, bringing to life visually stunning campaigns that are as effective as they are eye-catching, thanks to our data-driven insights that we get from AI processes that we've developed for this purpose. So not with me today is my co-founder, she is a seasoned business consultant, mechanical engineer, and instructional designer who is the architect of our unique AI analysis processes. We leverage AI not just as a tool in our agency, but as a fundamental part of our creative process, ensuring that each project that we do is as strategically sound as it is aesthetically remarkable. And that definitely comes from her mechanical engineer, structural thinking applied to everything. We do this by, like I said, prefacing each project with a deep, in-depth AI-based research and analysis. And that really allows us to craft laser-focused marketing materials for our clients that aren't just creative, but they're also precisely tailored to nail our content's goals. First, by deeply understanding their business, their market, by identifying and getting deep into the heads of the people that they need to reach. So in this talk today, I'm going to be sharing some of the more exciting ways we're using AI in our agency. Very exciting for us and our clients. So if you guys are anything like us, this has been a hell of a year. It's been one of the most exciting years in technology in our lifetime. And we're actually living in what is being recognized as the 4th industrial revolution, the AI revolution. And in our agency, we've been saying since last January that the best approach in the face of the oncoming tsunami of the AI age is to quickly figure out how you are going to ride this wave. So we actually published this article. This was the cover of it about 5 months ago, all about what we have to do to position ourselves. So that's the question. How do we get up to speed and best position ourselves to ride this AI wave? So with that, I would love to jump right into the demonstration. So it might be a bit of a surprise, but the AI in AI-powered graphic design isn't just about making cool mid-journey images. 99.99% of the stuff that people produce on those AI image sites is, unfortunately, usually unusable for marketing content beyond video games and psilocybin retreats. Now, what most people think marketing is, and unfortunately, including some businesses that actually pay for in-house marketers, is making aesthetic pictures for websites, business cards, and attractive brand assets. But what marketing should and what it can be is powerful, profit-driving content that, one, gets in front of the right people with the exact psychological message that bores into their head and drives sales. You want your clients to be saying, "Take my money." And that's the goal here for all of us, I think. Now, whether that's marketing visuals or even copy, nothing that you create on AI is going to magically achieve that without a ton of deep analysis, insights, and strategy behind it. And that is where AI transforms marketing design from whimsical guesswork to data-driven design that drives sales. But then that begs the question, where do you get this amazing data that you can keep drilling down on until you know exactly what you need to produce to achieve your goal? Now, as a designer, I don't get that from 99.9% of my clients. One, because they don't usually know this stuff themselves, and two, because the people that have been assigned to stick handle the marketing and graphic design are usually so far removed and poorly briefed themselves that it's a bit of that game of one person whispering to the next, and the final story you get out is not at all close to the original intent. So a good AI-powered designer has to get that information themselves. Otherwise, the final product is, politely said, ineffectual crap. You have to go through dozens of revisions. You hate the client. They didn't get what they needed. They hated every minute of it. So for this reason, over time, we've created the data mining process that we need at a minimum to create killer content. So the minimum 3 data sets that we need to effectively execute the development, design, and delivery of the exact visual content that our client needs, and this might sound pretty simplistic, is what their business is, what they sell, and who they sell it to. And I, as a designer, need to know these things in as much detail as I can get my hands on, because these bodies of knowledge are absolutely foundational information, and they are actually the building blocks for what we do, and really so many other operations within a business. So these 3 silos of intel are the key to killer content, as we call it. Marketing content that gets the best ROI for the client. And non-surprisingly, these 3 things are also exactly what your AI tools need to know at a very minimum to really work for you and your business. So it is for this very purpose that we have developed a 3-process AI analysis sequence that gets the data that we need now for design and for future use anywhere else in our business. So these multi-step analysis processes give us that fundamental data that I mentioned. Now, originally, these processes were developed just for ourselves in-house at the agency, but because these processes yield such rich, a fleshed out picture of these 3 key domains and how they play together, and they really give us everything that we need to know to laser target exactly what our designs have to be, we've just developed them further and further. And with this intel that we get from these 3 analyses, and in addition to any client requests or stipulations, we now have everything that we need to get a very focused vision of what we need to design for our clients. Now, all of these 3 analyses sequences, but particularly the 3rd, the audience analysis, were the gold that we were originally looking for when we started using these processes. It gives us such an incredible wealth of info on the audience that we need to design for, the people that our clients are marketing and selling to. And this is right down to things like their dreams, their fears, what drives them, what repels them, down to the words, sentiments, colors, styles that speak to them. And that really excites me, but I think it should really excite everyone here too, because imagine knowing this data that you can harness for your content to target your clients that you've already tapped and untapped clients as well. So not all businesses can be handled in the same way. So we've created 4 analysis workflows, depending on whether the company is a B2B, B2C, established business, or a startup. And the workflows are going to be different for each of those scenarios. But one of the most powerful abilities that we can tap into with these AI processes, especially in the realm of startups, which are businesses that don't have years of data to leverage in their analyses, is the ability to draw upon the billions of data points that LLMs have been trained on to leverage what is called industry benchmarks and analogous data, to be able to extrapolate with stunning accuracy to give us actionable insights and information that were never before available to the vast majority of businesses. So with that, let's dive in and look at our first process. Now, for this demonstration, we're going to be using a fictional startup named Internet for All. And the basic criteria for this company is they are a B2C. They're a startup, so they're selling to individual consumers. And because of that, we're going to be using the B2C startup workflow that we developed, which will, as I just mentioned, rely on the industry benchmarks and analogous data that ChatGPT is going to be drawing upon. Now, the main purpose for this first process is primarily the all-important GPT-friendly contextualizing summary of the business. This is a concise piece of contextualized copy that can be added to any future prompts related to this business. This is the juicy bit of this output. But because this process can also generate other valuable business profile related copy for things like your website, official business plans, and investor pitches, we've designed this prompt to also generate other optional outputs, like the value statement, mission statement, company raison d'etre, investor-facing elevator pitch, and so much more, because why not if you can have all that data at your disposal? So for this business profile analysis process, to gather the very basic info that we need from the clients, we created our own business profile questionnaire that we go through with them. So this template data is then fed into our ChatGPT prompt for their business analysis. Now, once we input this data into GPT-4, we received detailed insights. Now, for the Internet for All B2C startup, I asked GPT for these specific items, which are super important for the startup. But for this process specifically, the gold for me as the designer is the part that I had just mentioned, the GPT-friendly contextualizing summary. This little piece of information, this little nugget of text, can now be used over and over in any future prompts, letting ChatGPT immediately have the data that it needs for your AI business processes. So that's like a store it away and save that. So next up, we want to do a similar process, but on the company's product or service. So we're focusing on for our design project to get the data that we need, but again, especially that GPT-friendly product profile. So again, we've created a template to gather that initial product or service data, and then we're going to drop that right into the first prompt of the sequence. So this gives us a super useful product profile that is so powerful for various aspects of your business and your teams. And from that, we also get the, again, GPT-friendly contextualizing product or service summary to use in all future prompts related to this product or service. The gold. So at this point, we have two very important foundational pillars for powerfully utilizing ChatGPT for your business. And the outputs of these two analyses then go into our third and final AI analysis process to get what we really need, the gold of this entire thing, the audience analysis, segmentation, and other incredibly juicy details. So this third analysis process, the audience analysis for this product, is where we start compounding the value of those first two analyses. And that is the audience analysis for this product. Now, it's been broken down into 3 separate prompts, initially due to the previous token limit of ChatGPT, but also due to the crazy length of the data-laden prompts, and to better manage the analysis and outputs. So its output here, it identified the top 5 demographics the company could be targeting, prioritized by size. Now, that just in itself is so exciting. This is audience segmentation and the top 5 demographics. Like, imagine if you can have that data for your consultancy or your coaching practice, what new people can I be targeting? It's juicy information. And then it delivered a breathtaking report. I love this, this part of the process. It's just amazing intel and data and context. This is an incredibly rich foundation to start building a design plan. This is much more detail than our clients ever would be able to give us in a discovery call for us to create the proposal or design brief. And really more than you'd be able to glean from your target audience without the assistance of AI. So instead of that pre-AI process of creative ideation, brainstorming, and a ton of guesswork, we're able to, with these processes, start extremely dialed in to what's going to make an effective design for this client and for their audience. Just imagine how much easier it is to plan and design your content and your marketing strategy with this kind of intel. The words, the colors, sentiments, symbols, the kinds of images that will most effectively resonate with your target audience, the people that you need to reach. And this is just the first iteration. You can actually drill down on any aspect that you want to go deeper on of this massive output and get more and more rich insight. So those were what we call our fundamental 3 analyses. We can then make use of all of that data and the analysis outputs to get back to ChatGPT and start having it really flesh out our content and our marketing strategy. So we can also take this fundamental data and go in many other directions with future analyses. These are just some of the possibilities. Competitive analysis, partnerships and collaborations. I can imagine that could be very useful. lead generation optimization. So with a combination of the three that I've demonstrated here today and other business inputs, ourselves at the agency and now everyone here that we can be harnessing this, we're sitting on a gold mine. And additionally, for designers, for ourselves as designers, it means we're just taking out the guesswork. So the outputs that you got from the previous analyses, the GPT-friendly contextualizing summaries of the business profile, of the product and or service, and of the audience, can then be put into a GPT, the personal customized GPT for your business or for your client's business, like in this example. I'm sure lots of you are already experimenting and building GPTs yourself.